Alright, hey, what's up everybody? Red here again with my Linux Privilege attempt. I'm also known as Athlete over on TryHackMe, Twitter, so on and so forth. Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be continuing what I was practicing yesterday, which is the Linux Privilege, practicing Linux Privilege escalation skills on an intentionally misconfigured Debian VM with multiple ways to get root. SSH is available and they give us the creds. So we got through tasks 1 through 6 yesterday, and we'll see how far we can go today. So what I'm going to start doing here is I'm going to start the machine, and I'm also going to start an attack box. So I just found out that the Kali box hasn't been updated in like 2 years, and that they recommend using the attack box. So I'm going to try using the attack box, and I'll see if it fails me. And it could take a couple minutes to get started. So in review, let's talk about what we did in task 1 through 6. Task 1 was just deploying the machine and checking to see what our user accounts and groups were. Then we got to do task 2, which is service exploits. We got into a MySQL server, MySQL service, and used it to be able to launch our or copy over bin bash and into another file. We called it root bash, and because we had the permissions, we were able to get root that way. Moved on to weak file permissions, where we were able to cat shadow. Typically you're not able to open and read etc shadow as a user, but because of weak permissions we were able to do so and crack the passwords. Next was weak file permissions. Again, this one was last one was a readable etc shadow. This one is a writable etc shadow. So because we were able to write etc shadow into etc shadow, we basically put our own user as root. Weak file permissions, writable etc password. We made a password for root, and we were also able to switch user to new root by copying all the information from root. And the last one we did, which took a long time, was escaping shells using Sudo. And there were several different ways to do that. You have VI, nano, man was one where you do bang, exclamation point / bin bang bash. One I was struggling to figure out was this Apache 2 one, and because when you go into Apache 2, right? So let's see if Apache 2 is on the attack box, because we used Kali the last time, right? So Apache 2. Apache 2 cannot be installed, or cannot be found. So this doesn't help me at all. I'm gonna go ahead and start. Well, we'll see if we can continue with task 7, but this is one of the isms that you'll need to do. I mean, we could try to install apt install Apache 2. Oh no, wait a second. The important part was not that we had Apache on our system, but we had Apache on the system that we wanted to SSH into. So let's go ahead and start with that SSH, and we'll SSH as user at what is the address. The target, the victim IP is 10.10.220.150. So, and what did we say the password was? Password 123. Password 321. And these are the permission or the credentials that they gave us to start with. So now we're in Apache 2. Apache 2 exists. Man, Apache 2. We were playing around with all the different options that we could use, and then we did some open source intelligence to find out what exploits exist out there. We found that there was one with config. So Apache 2, TACF, and then etc shadow. We need to run that as sudo. Perhaps. Oh, okay. So this error is actually what we want to see. Invalid command, and then it gives us information straight from this etc shadow. We're able to use that information to do our nefarious deeds. So that being said, nefarious deeds, this is an intentionally vulnerable box. This is for study purposes only. The whole purpose of TryHackMe.com is to make a more secure security environment for all of us. Practice your skills or whatever only on places that you have permission to do so. Okay. That all goes without being said, but I had to say it anyway, right? Task 7, sudo with environment variables. So sudo can be configured to inherit certain environment variables from the user's environment. Check which environment variables are inherited. Look for the env_keep options. So we'll do sudo tac-l, and it looks like keep ld preload. ld preload and ld library path are both inherited from the user's environment. ld preload looks like a shared object before any others when a program is run. Oh, loads a shared object before any others when a program is run. ld library path provides a list of directories where shared libraries are searched for first. Create a shared object using the code located at home user tools sudo preload.c. Okay, so GCC, this will compile a program for us. No start files. Hopefully you all are having a good day today. I am chilling. My kids just got the Corona booster and all that. Like I said in previous videos, I'm a father of 3. I'm just kind of hanging out, not a professional at all, just a dude trying to learn. Although I do work in IT and I got a couple degrees. It's I'm not like a hacker, pen tester, pro like your John Hammonds and all the rest of them. Very much here just to learn. All right, so GCC fpic shared no start files. Output, so output temp preload.so home user, that's what we're going to use. All right, no such file directory. Home use, not user. All right, perfect. I typoed, fixed it, we're good to go. All right, run one of the programs you're allowed to run via sudo listed in the sudo tac-l while setting the ld preload environment variable to the full path of the new shared object. So, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Okay, so sudo ld preload, and this is what we just created. And then the program name, let's see if they give us one to use. A root shell should spawn. Sure. Let's try Apache 2. Alright, I'm gonna do PS. And it looks like, I wonder if that's that 2477. Alright, so a root shell should spawn, exit out of the shell before continuing. So take a look at who I am now. ID, root. We can do all the root things. So that was kind of neat. Oh, not the X mode, my bad. Quit. So let's exit out of that shell that they just spawned for us. Depending on the program you chose, you may need to exit out of this as well. Alright, we chose Apache 2, so not a problem. Run LDD against the Apache 2 program file to see which shared libraries are used by this program. Let's find out what is LDD. Man LDD. We haven't done it before with our complete beginner path. So LDD print shared library dependencies. its description says LDD prints the shared libraries required by each program or shared library specified on the command line. Cool. So we just see all the shared libraries. For Apache, oh, well, let's use the full path. sbin Apache 2. Okay. Create a shared object with the same name as one of the listed libraries, libcrypt.so.1, using a code located at that C. So, oh, I see what we're doing here. So, before we used temp preload.so as our output, but instead of that, we're going to use the name of one of these existing dependencies as our new output name. So I think if I just go up, change this output from preload.so, and we'll change it to they recommend libcrypt.so, and let's just confirm that it exists here, libcrypt.so.1. Great. So libcrypt.so.1, and we're putting that in our temp files. Okay. Run Apache 2 using sudo while setting the LD library path environment variable to temp. So sudo LD library path equals temp, because that's where we saved that file, Apache 2. And who are we? It spawned another root shell. The root shell should spawn, exit out of the shell. Try renaming the temp libcrypt.so.1 to the name of another library used by Apache 2, and rerun Apache 2 using sudo again. Did it work? If not, figure out why. Alright, well, the way they're talking, it makes me think it's not going to work. Well, let's see. Cool, so try renaming this to another file. So we're going to move libcrypt.so to one of the other ones, and we'll do lib liberty. Okay, sure. librt.so.1. Okay, and we use the move command to rename it. Let's just verify that that is correct. Cool. Liberty. All right. So let's run the same command with sudo library path Apache 2, and it worked. Yeah, figure out why not and how, but it did work. Library path temp 2 worked just fine. Okay, well, I mean, it worked, so don't have to worry about it anymore. Apache, bad username. Maybe if I chose another one, that would not work. But let's see how many tasks we can complete today instead of going down too many rabbit holes. All right. Hey, we're out of sudo. We can go into cron jobs now. We're going to do file permissions for cron jobs. Cron jobs are programs or scripts which users can schedule to run at specific times or intervals. Cron table files, cron tabs, store the configuration for cron jobs. The system-wide cron tab is located at etc cron tab. So they want us to view the contents of the system-wide cron tab. Cat etc cron tab. Okay, what do we got running? Looks like. Ooh. Hey kiddo, how you doing, Mr. Clean?
I'm doing well.
So I have another fellow hacker here, a 10-year-old named Mr. Clean. I'll never disclose their age again. And I'm just, yeah, this makes me happy. Are you going to be doing some of the TryHackMe challenges? Is that what you're going to do? Okay. Cool. Well, don't mind me. If you need me, just get my attention, okay? All right, cool. So where were we? Cron tabs. Great. View the contents of the system1 cron tab cat. That's it. Did that. There should be 2 cron jobs scheduled to run every minute. So the far left is the job number. That right there is month, hour, day of the month, month itself, day of the week, and what user. So this one is on the 7th day of the week. This one is on the first, or once a minute. So this one runs once a minute. Oh, no, I'm wrong. 666. Those are minutes, hour, day of the month. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This empty one. All right. Oh, so these two, the asterisks. So let's look that up. Cron tabs asterisks. All right, and as we see here, any of the fields can be set to an asterisk, which stands for the first through last. For instance, to run a job every month, put asterisk in month. So for the minute, it's in the minute field, so it's going to run once every minute. Let's go ahead and computerhope.com, Unix. Free computer help since 1998. Great. We'll save you. All right, so root overwrite.sh and root user local bin compress.sh. Those are 2 files. Let's see if we can, we're gonna less them so we can see what's on the inside of them. So this one doesn't give us a specific location, a specific path. And local bin compress. Bin, cd, home user, and then back up the stuff. So, I mean, what is this, the permissions on this file? Root staff, and what group am I in? So I can read it, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to write to it. So, see if I can. I'm gonna just double check that. Vim doesn't know how to Vim. All right, cool. Does VI work? Oh, I'm a fool. All right. Cool. Else. Read only. So I cannot write because I do not have the permissions. So verified. All right. So, but we might be able to do that with overwrite because it doesn't tell us specifically where overwrite is. So locate the full path for the overwrite. sh locate user local bin overwrite.sh. So let's see if this, neat trick. Let's see if I remember how to do this correctly. So ls-tech-la, and then you put it with a $sign within parentheses, and it'll run whatever is in the parentheses, kind of like a command. So what it looks like to the computer that you're doing is ls-tech-la, and then whatever the location is, that's what it's going to use in the command. So we got our output here as user local bin overwrite.sh. Cool. And it's world writable, as you can see right here. So now we should be able to write to that. So let's do that again. Alright, and now they would like for us to replace the contents of the overwrite.sh file with the following after changing IP address to whatever my Kali box is, or in this case, my attack box, because that's what I'm using, right? I'm gonna Control Shift and press T to open up a new tab. Type out IPA so that way I can take a look at what my IP address is. It's 10.10.221.231. Okay. So I mean, I guess I could delete all this stuff. You don't necessarily need to delete all that. Like, you can let it do what its original function was without it being, you know, an issue. That way, people aren't so suspicious. Like, oh, geez. 10, what did I say? 10.10.221.231. And 4444. And this right here is outputting any errors to, or excuse me, outputting the terminal to me, I think is the correct thing about that. All right, so bash TechEye, so interactive shell. And great. So let's set up a netcat listener. NC Tech L and BP 4444. Cool. So now it should work, and within a minute we should get a shell. All right, so set up a netcat listener on your Kali box, port 4444. Wait for the cron job to run. Should not take longer than a minute. Root shell should connect back to your netcat listener. Great. Remember to exit out of the root shell and remove the reverse shell code before continuing. So soon we should get no job control in this shell, all right? But check it out. Who are we? We're root. Let's see. ID. Who am I? We're root. You name. Where do we exist? Hey, welcome. Thank you very much for the follow, Portac. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm just over here doing some of this TryHackMe stuff and going through the Linux Privilege box at the moment. Got through 1 through 6, and we're seeing how far we can go today. So we got a root shell. Let's go ahead and exit out of that. Let's clean up our code. And I'm just gonna just comment it out so we don't have to worry about it anymore. All right. So cron jobs path environment variable. So sticking with cron jobs, we're going to path environment variable, view the contents of the system-wide cron tab. All right, etc. Cool, we just did that. Note that the path variable starts with the home user. Oh, okay, cool. So in their home directory, create a file called write.sh. Yep. So this is what I thought we were going to be doing last time, but I didn't realize we were talking about the file permissions rather than the path environment variable last time. So let's go to cd home user, and we can write an overwrite.sh here. So echo, we're going to echo out bin bash. Oh, that's not correct at all. You almost let me do it, didn't you? Yes, sneaky little terminal here. All right, and we're going to echo that out to overwrite.sh. Oh, event not found. It's mad at me. I wonder if I could not comment it out, but escape the character. It's gonna get mad at me again, I know it. So I'm gonna try this. You know what? Why am I wasting more time? That is the real question. I can Vim. Why am I bothering? What are we talking about? Overwrite? Overwrite.sh. That's not spelled correctly at all, is it? Okay. So paste that thing that I just did. Alright. And we're going to copy bin bash to our root bash in temp, and we're going to chmod and change the execution root bash. Alright. And it should work. So let's go hang out in temp. And when it runs, we should be able to do it. So that's good. Be sure the file is executable. Chmod, overwrite. Let's go back. If you do cd tac or cd space tac, you go back to the last directory you're in. Let's make this executable. Chmod plus x. And then we will go to temp. Alright, now while we do that, wait for the cron job to run. Should not take longer than a minute. Run temp with the tacp to gain a shell running the root privileges. Got it. And then remember to remove the modified code, remove the temp root bash executable and exit out of the elevated shell before continuing, as you will create this file again later. No problem, we can do that. What are they going to be asking for? What is the value of the path variable in this thing? Okay, so let's cat etc cron tab again. Let's get the path that they're asking for. And since we're copying between this attack box and a real box, we have to use this little clipboard here in TryHackMe. And whoop whoop, we got our answer. Alright, so Mr. Glitch was hanging out earlier. I was hanging out with Mr. Glitch while they were doing their hack the box. Excuse me. While they were doing their own TryHackMe challenge, they were doing Wonderland. And they had an issue SSH for like the last 2 days. So apparently their own VPN was messing with them. I recommended that he use the attack box just to see, troubleshooting, try different browser, try different PC, try different things. And attack box worked just fine for him. So that was able to help him narrow down whether it was an issue on server side or if it was on his side. Obviously it was on his side, and it was a VPN issue. So yeah, just try everything, try harder, like the offensive security folks say. Alright, almost done with cron jobs. Let me make sure that I got my root shell here. Root.bash works. Let's go ahead and run it. With the tacp. Boom. Here we are, root bash ID. We can, oh no, so we have UUID as user, but we can do a bunch of root stuff here. Let's see, cat etc shadow. Actually, is etc shadow, does that have the right permissions on it? No, it's world readable and everything, so I can't even tell. I'm gonna go back to this, make sure that I'm right. Do I have root privileges? Let's see. Sudo tech-l. So what happens if... Hey, Mr. Glitch. Yeah, I saw your message in the TryHackMe thing that your sudo was borked. Or not your sudo, your VPN. So I'm glad that got figured out, man. Cool. So I'm going through this Linux Privilege Escalation room, and I made a I'm in the root group, I guess, but I'm still user. All right, I'm gonna exit, and I'm gonna yeah, no worries, dude. I understand. You have to get to work or whatever. Not a problem. Oh, okay, well, I guess I got all the root privileges I was supposed to get with that, so good to see. Yeah, I'm trying to see how much further I can get through these tasks, because I kind of like went down a rabbit hole yesterday. I only got through the first 6, so right now we're on task 10, cron jobs, wildcards. View the contents of the other cron job script. So, oh yeah, the compressed one. So we took a look at that already. Well, let's do it again. Oh, I should probably clean up after myself, yeah? Remove root bash. Yep. Operation not permitted. All right. Let's see. Let me go back. There you go. Oh, you're looking at my... Oh my gosh. Bro, you're looking at my dashboard? For how long? Alright. Of course. Let me adjust that. I had to turn on compatibility capture. I don't know, it got stuck there for so long. Alright. I tried to save myself some CPU usage, because yesterday I had like ridiculous amount of frame drops for no reason, and I just wanted to see if there whatever I could do. I mean, my CPU usage right now is at like fluctuating between 9 and 12%, so I guess it shouldn't be an issue. Well, thank God you came in, sir. God bless you. All right. My whole first 30 minutes is just going to be people listening to me chat to myself. And now that I'm looking at my studio, I see that my face is also in a weird place. Man, I am all borked up today. How am I going to study and also talk at the same time? Bananas. What I need is like a good background or something, so that way the words can be seen. Like a, yeah, that's exactly what I need. All right, well, so be it. This is how we're gonna go. We're doing it live. All right, let's see, what else we need? Maybe I can put this over here. Maybe that'll be more chatty friendly. All right, that works. That works for now. Cool. Wildcards. Looking at the wildcards. Let's look at the wildcards. Wildcards, wildcards. Let's go look at the wildcards. All right. Oh, hello. Did I press a button? I did. I launched something. Sorry, Postman. Don't need you today. I think. We'll find out. All right. Those are the contents. Note that the tar command is being run with the wildcard in your home directory. Take a look at the GTFO bins page for tar. Note that tar has command line options to let you run other commands as part of your checkpoint feature. Use MSF Venom on your Kali box to generate a reverse shell ELF binary. Update the lhost IP accordingly. I do not. Is this somebody over on TryHackMe? I haven't gotten to see their videos or anything yet. S4 Vitar. Make a note of that. Saboteur. Avatar, but with an S and a 4. All right, so let's do that GTFO bins thing like they said. Go to tar. I'm looking at it. Cool. Can be used to break out from restricted environments, file upload, read. Cool. Look his video of TryHackMe. Are you talking about this room? Did they make a room for Linux Privilege? Or do they have a bunch of other TryHackMe stuff? I'm definitely like I love watching what people have done, but I usually like to do it after I've done it, because then I can find a way like how else people have tackled the same problems or that sort of thing. Note that tar has a command line option that lets you run out of commands support a checkpoint. So this is the checkpoint thing they're talking about. So if I did something like that, use MSF Venom on your Kali box to generate a reverse shell. Oh yeah, let's now that we deleted that. Every time. Oh, I have to go back to overwrite, right? Vim overwrite. Oh. Oh god, it's happening. I'm never escaping. Alright, CD home user and then remove overwrite. And then go back to temp. And I'm gonna use this root bash to delete root bash. Now exit. Now everything's all clean and shiny. So let's do that MSF Venom shenanigans. MSF Venom TAC-P for our payload. Hey, thanks for the follow. Zat and songs? Satan songs? Satan? Oh no. Am I summoning somebody here? Is this just like a Beetlejuice situation? Alright. Shell reverse TCP lhost equals, and what did I say my IP was? 10.10.221.231. lport equals this one. Let me make sure that I shut the last one down. Elf, because that is the Linux executable format. And we have a shelf on an elf. How appropriate for the holidays, yeah? Command not found. Bro. Oh, I probably gotta do it on my own box then, yeah? On my Kali box. So let's go ahead and copy this. Boop. Go back home. Cool. It's making a thing now. Alright, let's see what he said here. Look his video for TryHackMe. If you do someone machine hack the box, I will watch you. Yeah, sure, no problem. Oh, Spanish? Oh, bueno, bienvenidos. Yo hablo un poco de español, pero no hablo español perfectamente. Entonces, si tú tienes videos o tú quieres hablar y practicar, bueno, vamos a juntarnos para que entonces podamos aprender juntos. I feel like that's a little redundant, but yeah, it's fine. Basically, I just said, hey, I speak Spanish, but basically like garbage, and I would like to practice more. We could practice Spanish, we could practice hacking, you know, security. So, invalid payload, limon. All right, Linux. Let's try that again. All right, transfer the shelf elf to home user onto Debian. SCP. Oh, we know how to SCP, don't we? No, we didn't do this before. Or we can use wget. What was the Python thing? Python 3tac m simple server. I'm just gonna Google it. Python 3 TACM simple server, something like that. Where's the simple one? Simple. I feel like I got the simple server thing on my in my OneNotes, but here I thought it would be a little easier for me to just Google it. Simple HTTP server, that's what I'm looking for, I'm pretty sure. There she is. Okay. Oh, do they want me to leave it here? Cool. Yeah, okay, that works. There you go. So I had it right. I was good. HTTP.server. They changed it. You know a little English? Well, this is a great opportunity for us to share some knowledge. I will do my best in English, and then I will do my best in Spanish if you'd like. Cool. Python server, got it. Let's wget now, yeah? All right, wget, and then my IP address. So HTTP 10.10.221.231. And then what was the file we were looking for? Shell.elf. Oh, and I gotta make sure that I put the correct port. And I think I put 9,000 this time, yeah? File. Whoa. Connection refused. HTTP server. Port 9,000. Oh, well. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? At this point, I basically feel like maybe I should just SEP, but it runs the port, great. And I'm gonna if anybody knows the syntax, please feel free to go ahead and just spit it out for me, and it'll save me some time with the Googling. Cool. wget something. Upload and download. Techo, was I supposed to do a Techo that I forgot about? Shell.elf. Shell.elf. Hey, I think it worked. Let me file shell.elf to make sure, because that Unicode text. That did not work. Oh my gosh. wget. I feel like I'm messing up some really basic stuff here. Feeling like a real noob. Alright, so let's take a look at the options here. That we get option URL. So maybe I need to output write document to file. Big capital L. Resolving HTTP failed, name or service not known. How does it not know what HTTP is? What am I doing wrong here, folks? I'm doing something horribly wrong. So SCP, and we want to go to user at what is this IP address? 10.10.220.150. My host file. So the file I want to move is shell.elf. And I don't know, shell.elf. See if that works. And the password was password 321. I think I need to put it in a specific destination, right? So temp, and I'll remove this one. Remove shell.elf. Password 321. Okay. See if it's there now. All right. Move. I'm gonna rename this because I named it the wrong thing. Shell.f. What the shell? Alright, and then we're gonna file shell.elf. Hey, finally. Alright. After some technical difficulties, we're finally able to at least start this task. Alright, so cron job. Got the thing. Transfer it to home user. Alright. So move to home user on a Debian. Make sure the file is executable. Oh, so I gotta go back and I gotta make that a thing. Plus X to shell.elf. I'm just gonna double check that I shell.elf. Yep. What is this shell.f? Remove shell.f. Alright. Now that we've done that, create these two files in home user. Oh, it's the checkpoint that we were talking about like an hour and a half ago. Touch home user. I probably should have been able to just do it here. Checkpoint equals 1. Okay. And checkpoint action equals execute shell.elf. Alright. When the tar command in the cron job runs, the wildcard will expand to include these files. Since their file names are valid tar command line options, tar will recognize them as such and treat them as command line options rather than file names. Tricky. All right, so we need to be listening on netcat. So get our LVNP 444. We set up our listener. Shouldn't take more than a minute, and we should get a root shell to connect back. All right. So what difficulties did we face? Well, hey, it's already there. ID. No, wait a second. That can't possibly be right. Connection from 16 something or other received. Oh, that's weird. Is that your IP? IP adder. Doesn't seem right. I feel like something strange happened. See what happens again. So that's kind of concerning. I got a connection from somebody else, which I don't think was right. Who are you? 16.142.125.441. All right, but we got the right one. Let's not go digging too far. Yeah, we're root now. Everything is good. We're Gucci. Let's exit. And we are going to start removing things. Remove anything that says checkpoint. So how long you been doing the cybersecurity thing, Zatan? Are you a TryHackMe user who is relatively new? Are you not a TryHackMe user at all? Are you only Hack the Box? Checkpoint equals 1. All right, we're gonna use a full command here. Home user checkpoint 1. Great, dude, we did it. All right. Action, great. And shell, our shell on an elf. I thought you had chat on your face for a reason. Yeah, my face is pretty ridiculous, so I get it. Oh no, hopefully everything has been working. I don't know, now I'm a little concerned. No, I didn't have chat on my face for any particular reason. I don't want to draw attention to my face. I just want to get through these boxes here, or these tasks rather. All right, so did we complete all the cron jobs? We completed cron jobs. File permissions, path, environment, and this wildcard thing, which was pretty cool. I've never heard of the wildcard situation before. So that is definitely something for me to keep an eye on in the future. Why am I wasting time? Cat, Etsy, cron tabs. Am I wrong here? Cron tab. There we go. And that wildcard situation we saw was within the file that's in compress. Cat. So be careful with your cron jobs. All right. SUID, GUID, executables, known exploits. Okay, find all the SUID, SGID executables on Debian VM. So we're finding all of them. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've seen this command line before. This before. I think it's in like linenum or linpeas. And it automatically, typically, will find for you all the files we're talking about here. With note that user bin sbin exim appears in results. Try to find a known exploit for this version of exim. All right, we'll go to exploit.db, and GitHub are good places to search. A local privilege escalation exploit matching this version of exim exactly should be available. A copy can be found on the Debian VM within home user tools SUID exim. Home user tools. So they've already got it created for us. Easy peasy. So let's see. Let's look at it. Less home user tools SUID exim CVE. All right. Local root exploit. You can write files as root or force a Perl module to load by manipulating the Perl environment and running exim with the Perl startup argument techps. E.g. fantastic at localhost temp. Run the script. Okay. Then you do ID and now you're root. Hacker fantastic. Echo root. Local root exploit cat. End of file. Package root. You strike these warnings. Okay. So it just says run it in your root ID. Easy mode, easy button, script kiddie phenomenon. Let's go read about it, huh? Exploit DB. Oh, exploit DB. That's just the regular web page, and we're talking about exim. So where's that exim at? So exim 4.84, April 1984. Exim 4.84. Local privilege escalation. Author is Hacker Fantastic. And that was simply too easy. Let's exit out of the shell and we'll move on. All right. SUID, GUID, executable, shared object injection. The user local bin SUID TechSO SUID executable is vulnerable to shared object injection. First, execute the file and note that currently it displays a progress bar before exiting. User bin, okay. We can do that. User local bin SUID SO. Calculating something, please wait. Done. All right. Cat. Wah. Fancy. All right. Run strace on the file. So strace. Oh, geez. All right. And search the output for open access calls and no such whatever. I mean, I ran strace. Oh, this is how they want us to do it. Why did I do V? That's so weird. Grep tech IE open access no such file. All right. Note that executable tries to load the home user config libcalc.so shared object within our home directory, but it cannot be found. create the, so let's see, home directory. Okay, create the config directory for socalc.so file. Okay. Ooh. We want to remove that directory because that is not correct. Alright, example shared object code can be found at home user tools SUID libcalc.c. It simply draws a bash shell, or spawns a bash shell. Compile the code into a shared object at the location the SUID tech.so executable was looking for. So now that we've made that directory, fpic tech.o home user config libcalc.so, and we're using the tools provided. libcalc.c. Alright, looks good. Execute this SUID.so executable again, and note that this time instead of a progress bar, we get a root shell. Alright, user local bin SUID tech.so. Calculating something, please wait. And here we are. We are root. Remember to exit before continuing. This right here, this is kind of crazy stuff to me. I find it so interesting that people have been able to, put these kinds of programs together in the first place, right? It's kind of like magic. Programming is magic. And then to have people who look at it and say something's not quite right here, and then can capitalize on that. It's just insane. Love it. All right, see if we can wrap up with all the SUID stuff. This one was going to be working on environment variables. So user local bin SUID environment executable can be exploited due to it inheriting the user path environment, which we saw before, and attempting to execute programs without specifying an absolute path. First, execute the file and note that it seems to be trying to start the Apache 2 web server. Alright, let's do that. User local bin SUID environment. Starting web server, Apache 2 HTTPD, already running. Okay. Great. Run strings on the file. Strings is really useful because it can give us a bunch of words that are human readable. One line service Apache 2 start suggests that the service executable is being run or being called to start the web server. However, the full path of the executable is not being used. So now we can compile code, put in the same path, and we'll get ourselves a root shell. So, if lesson learned, right? Like absolute paths. And not having an absolute path can lead to people side-loading exploits or side-loading weaker versions that can then be exploited. So very tricky. I think it's a technique used throughout many penetration testing types of exploits. So, all right, append the current directory or where the new service executable is loaded to the path variable, and run the SUID environment executable to gain a root shell. So we do that. Path equals current directory. That's what this little dot is for. To the path user local bin SUID env. Now let's try to run it. here we are. We are root. Alright, remember to exit out of the root shell before continuing. Alright. Moving on to 14. Man, we're moving along. The user local bin SUID 2, we're going to be abusing shell features. It's identical to the last one, except that it uses the absolute path of the service executable to start the Apache 2 web server. Alright. So strings user local bin, don't want to double that, SUID env2. And as you can see here, it's using the absolute path to try to start the Apache. So in bash versions under or below, older than 4.2-048, it is possible to define shell functions with names that resemble file paths. Then export those functions so that they're used instead of any actual executable at that file path. Identify the version of bash installed. So bin bash tech version. And as we see here, it's 4.1.5. So now we'll create a bash function with the name /user /sbin service. So function user sbin service bin bash to be able to run it as root, and then we'll export that. User sbin service, and now we'll run it. User local bin SUID env2. And as you can see, to the left, we are root, yeah? ID. Who am I? Alright, so we'll exit out of this one here. Lots of SUID and good executables, and now we're going to be abusing shell features a second time. And note, this will not work on bash versions 4.4 and above. When in debugging mode, bash uses the environment variable ps4 to display an extra prompt for debugging statements. Run user local bin SUID env2 executable with bash debugging enabled, and the ps4 variable set to the embedded command, which creates a SUID version of bin bash. Alright. So env tech I shellops equals x trace rather ps4, and we're going to do the $sign here. Hey, this looks familiar, right? We did this earlier without even intending to. This $sign and then the parentheses, it creates a function that the program that you're launching will interpret as what you're supposed to be doing. So tmp, we're creating a copy of bin bash in the temp directory named root bash. We're going to chmod it, make it executable, give it SUID, tmp root bash. Alright, user local bin SUID env2. This is dirty. Let me make sure that I copied that right. Okay, let's go to temp, because that's where we put the file, and you can see root bash is back. All right, so let's run root bash. Not root flags. What was that? Oh geez, root bash. Root bash ID. Who am I? we're a user, but we do have something does not look right. So I'm gonna exit. I'm gonna remove root bash. I think I typed something wrong, so I'm gonna try exit and I'm gonna try again. env tac I shellops xtrace ps4 copy bin bash. That worked correctly. That all worked. What am I missing here? I'm missing something. envi shell opt. My kiddos over here eating Junior Mints. No, thank you. I do not eat chocolate and mint together. That is horrible. Temp root bash. Oh, I know. I'm a fool. I know what I did. We didn't run it with the root permissions, right? There we go. Perfect. Can't forget to run it with the tac p. And so exit. We're out of there. Let's go ahead. Oh, we gotta remove it, right? Remove root bash. Exit. Now it's all cleaned up. Beautiful. All right, so we've run through tasks 7 through 15. It's been a little over an hour. I don't know. I'm not sure if we should push through here. What the heck, why not? All right, if a user accidentally types their password on a command line instead of into a password prompt, it may get recorded in a history file. View the contents. Okay. Oh no. There we go. So I have my keyboard set up to be able to do like Spanish language characters, and so sometimes when I try to like type like a special character, it gets real grumpy with me. So let's try history instead of hashtory. But I mean, has, you know, that's past tense, right? That makes sense. Should be hashtory. I'm gonna make that a thing. All right. View the contents. Note that the user has tried to connect to the MySQL server at some point using the root username and password submitted via the command line. Password 123. All right. Note that there's no space between the -p option and password. Yep. Switch to root user, root password 123. Root password 123. Too easy. Who am I? Root. Exit. All right. Password and keys config files. Config files often contain passwords in plain text and other reversible formats. List the contents of the user home directory. ls home user Okay, let's take a look at my VPN. Okay, let's take a look at off that text. Cat Etsy open VPN auth.txt root password. What file did you find? We found Etsy open VPN auth.txt. So don't just leave your passwords laying around, man. What are you doing? All right. Sometimes users make backups of important files but fail to secure them with the correct permissions. Look for hidden files in the system root. All right. lstech LA in the system root. Note that there appears to be a hidden directory called .ssh. Let's see what's in there. Root key. Cat. Oh, not root key. Ah, there we go. We can take this and we can SSH now. Copy the key over to your Kali box. It's easier to just view the contents of the root key. Copy paste the key. And so what we're going to do here is Vim key, Vim root key. All right, paste, save that. And the root key can't have too high of a permission, otherwise SSH gets real grumpy. So now let's try to use this SSH TechI root key to our victim box. And who am I? Root baby. All right, we're just plugging along real fast. Exit out. Root key acquired. Moving on to network file shares, NFS. Files created via NFS inherit the remote user's ID. If the user is root, the root squashing is enabled. The ID will instead be set to nobody. Check the NFS share configuration on the Debian VM. So go back to the Debian VM here, our target cat Etsy exports. Clear that and do it again. All right, what do we need to know here? All right, on your Kali box, switch to root user if you're not already using root. Sudo su. Password 321. Oh, on my Kali box. All right, I'm already root on my Kali box. Using Kali's root user, create a mount point on temp. So mkdir temp NFS, and then we're gonna mount techo rw version 2 10.10.221.231. And what are we mounting this to? Temp NFS. Does not exist. But I just made you. Oh, that's why. Whoops. Requested NFS version or transport protocol is not supported. Okay. so I think this is going to be a little bit of a hiccup for us because the attack box that we provided is not working. So let's Google what this, how I can make this better. Yeah. All right. Mount requested of NFS version or transport protocol is not supported. Check the status. So NFS kernel server sudo systemctl status for NFS. Client services loaded, enabled, active. So, I mean, I wonder if this is going to be mandatory here, or if I'm going to have to run. Mount. So I think we might have a little bit of a hiccup here. Addition data, you deleted VM without shutting it down right. Edit, because trying to connect but fails. Just dies. Manual restart. So maybe the NFS on the Debian needs to be working. Let's see. Oh man. Still using the root user generated payload. I wonder if this NFS one is messed up. If anybody has any recommendations on how I can proceed with this, let me know. So I'm going to clear first. Clear. I'm going to cat etc exports. This might be it for us today while we figure out what's going on. And then we'll do the last three tomorrow or later on today. Check the NFS share configuration on the Debian VM. I'm looking at it right now. Note that temp share has root squashing enabled. Temp share, root squash enabled. On your Kali box, switch root user, we're already there. Using Kali's root user. Mount point, created the mount point, or tried to create the mount point, and then share it, but could not share. Am I using the wrong IP? Is that what's going on here? Let's see, 221, 231. No, that works correctly. Mount Tech O, RW version 2. I don't know. What happens if I type version 1? Mount system call failed. What if I say version 3? Not supported. Let's go to linuxeyes.com and see how we are supposed to be installing client packages. Okay, mount tac T, NFS. mount tag T NFS. Maybe that's what I should be doing. See if that works. I'm getting desperate here. So if you have an answer, then hook it up before I bork the system too much. Backup is blah blah blah. Mount. Nope, don't want to use that. What happens if I do this? All right. All right. Instead of struggling with this for the remainder of the day, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to sit on it. I'm going to have a little bit of lunch. And I think I'm going to have to come back later. Because there's nothing worse than just smashing my head against the screen when I'm not sure whether it's a me issue or a them issue. I will try one more thing. I'm going to launch my own VM and I'm going to connect to the network, and hopefully that doesn't crash my entire stream. That's what we'll do. Yeah. All right, and I'm going to change my display so that way it displays my entire display 2, instead of just the TryHackMe webpage. Okay. Great. So I have my own VM running right now, and we'll try using that alongside of so CD, we'll go to home. It's been a minute since I've used OpenVPN here, so yeah. Looks like we might be connected. Gonna move that workspace to the right here. Gonna open a new terminal. So I'm going to try the directions as they stated here. I'm going to ping to see that I can get to this. Yep, great. I can connect. So now let's continue following the directions. See what happens. Make dir temp NFS. Great. We'll mount tech ORW. What I'm using here is Parrot OS. So I've heard a lot of people had issues with it, but you know, I wanted to try something new for me. And not 13, not 31, not 4.3. Temp, NFS. Bad option for several file systems. NFS SIFs, you might need a SBIN helper program. So now it makes me wonder if my IP address, like, am I supposed to be going to their IP address? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Because now I feel very foolish. Got bad option for several file systems. NFS, you might need a new whatever. All right, let's try this one more time. Oops. And it's no dice. Yet again. Tech T. All right. So with that, because things are I'm not exactly sure where the issues are on this one right here. I'm going to hold off on this NFS thing. And we'll continue with task 19, task 20, and task 21 at a later date. But shout out goes out to Tiberius for putting this room together. It's been up for, let's see, 591 days. So, you know, a lot of people have gone through it. 40,000 people have been able to go through this room, or at least have joined the room. So, thanks very much. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for hanging out with me during this. Let's see if I have anybody that I might be able to raid. And then if so, we'll call it a day. Any last words out of any that you'd like to share? Okay. All right, so Friday, somebody's got some Friday night funkin' going on. So maybe that's what we'll do. And with that, thank you very much. I'm going to shut down the machine, and we'll get after this again later tonight or tomorrow. All right. Take care. Bye.